If you're not already following Chris, follow Chris. Let's see what else is being posted here. Okay, let's go to the bottom here. Okay, Josh, I think this is very glitchy, bro. Okay, so let's have a look here.
Hello, everybody.
Fed sees policy rates at 50.
Hey, everybody.
Higher in 2025 than projected in June. Okay, whoa, that's bearish.
Everybody in?
Welcome, guys.
So what they're saying is they actually don't really believe.
I think they are coming in. David, how are we?
Are they
with the
still
people
coming in?
What else are they saying?
Okay.
What else are they saying? Let's have a look here. Okay, so this is the live stream. We're going to watch the live stream in a few minutes. When
Everybody, welcome everybody.
Remember, if you're not subscribed.
So Sheldon's going to be joining us soon. Ran and Sheldon went live for the FOMC. You can hear it playing in the background, and the results, if anybody was following, there was no change, so everything stays the same. Let's have a look. Has the market even reacted to any of the news? No, there's been no reaction to anything. Normally there's a bit of a dump off or a pump off before the time, but there's been no reaction. I think everybody's getting a bit stale at the moment from what's happening in the markets.
Definitely. Definitely. Nice. Here's Sheldon. Here's Sheldon. Let me put the sound on.
"12 officials see one more rate hike this year, 7 see on hold." So we've got 12 officials saying that there's going to be one more rate hike this year, and 7. So out of 19 officials, 7 see them on hold. I did say I did believe that we're going to get one more interest rate hike this year. Looks like the Fed officials actually agree with me. All right, let's have a look here. Let's see what else is going on here. These things are coming in fast. Let's see if we can pick them up off the newsroom. If not, we'll obviously fix the newsroom tomorrow and make sure. Okay, I think the newsroom is a bit slow today. Let's go back to let's see. Here we go. Here more news is coming out from the newsroom. Here it is. Most Fed officials still see one more 0.25.
Guys, at the same time, if you have any question, we are waiting for Sheldon. So Sheldon is going to join us. He's being pulled in. You know how Sheldon is. So Ren needed Sheldon on this stream. So he has to jump on there, but he is coming here. He is joining us very shortly. But if you have any questions until then, we've got the OGs in the house. We've got Mama Sniper, we've got Jason. So if you've got any question, please pop them in here, and then we can bring you up and we can start answering questions. Other than that, just let us know where you guys are from. What did you learn this week? We would love to hear from you. And until then, make the chat roll. And until then, I'm just gonna put the sound back, and we're gonna listen to Ren and wait for Sheldon.
But if you're looking at the 1 minute time frame, then that's what's gonna happen. Researchers, if you are listening, I want to see the dot plots. If someone can get me the dot plot, let's have a look at that dot plot. Josh, you'll let me know when Sheldino's on here, because I know he's got. Okay, so Sheldon's doing school, so I'm on my.
Guys, Sheldon is doing school.
Bringing you the love. We are going to bring you Jerome Powell live in a couple of seconds. I do have an account loaded.
You see, this is Sheldon. He's like, I can't jump on the FOMC. I'm doing school.
If there's going to be volatility, rest assured, I'm going to be.
David, do we see Sheldon somewhere in the waiting room, or did he join, or is he? Can we help him somehow?
My figure is on the pulse here, but there's not much movement happening because it is what it is.
Guys, I think Sheldon will come in here, and the first thing he's gonna do, he's gonna check the chat.
Sheldon's joined.
Let's be honest. He's gonna now make the chat roll. Make the chat roll. What's up, Sheldon?
Hey!
What's up, guys? They put like a new system on, so I've been trying to join their stream, but it's this whole new system, and obviously on the new channel as well. What's happening, guys? Yo. What's up? I see we got India in the house. What's up, happening, guys? What's up? Nigeria, Australia, Canada. What's happening? Yo. Are we gonna get a little bit of movement? I hope this FOMC
it was good news, eh? It was good news.
Direction.
No change.
Was it?
There was no change, eh?
Yeah. Well, Powell hasn't spoken yet, but we need something like big, like something that could give us some direction in the market at the moment. Thank you, guys. What's happening? Busy building the new studio here by the house. So you guys are the first ones seeing the new studio being built. Yes, hoping for pump. I agree. What's happening? We've got Martina in the house. What's up? We got Karen. What's up? We got Paul. We got John. We got Hasib. Amazing. We got Lionel. Nice. We got Tiff. We got Wayne. What's happening, guys? Welcome. So
very nice to have you back, Charles.
Yeah, I'm back.
So nice to have you
I'm
back in South Africa.
Yeah. It was a
How was
crazy trip.
Singapore? How was Singapore, Sheldon? Tell us a little bit.
Absolutely incredible. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure
Yeah.
someone said they couldn't hear
No,
me.
we can
Okay,
hear
cool.
you fine.
Singapore was inspiring, guys. Inspiring because I was quite demotivated, coming, busy with shows, not much happening, not much people even trading at the moment. The market's always been tough over the last, few weeks. And then walking into a conference and seeing like everything booming, and it was such a massive conference. They had 10,000 people at the conference, and it was absolutely wild. And I was like, "What's going on here? Like, there's nothing happening in price, there's nothing happening in the markets, but I come here and it's like the biggest thing ever within crypto." So I got to spend a lot of time with exchanges. I got to spend a lot of time with projects. And these guys are all building and extremely pumped right now. So, I don't know. I came back extremely pumped. I came back like. That's why I'm sure you guys have seen. I've got like $450,000 of trades open at the moment. Like I'm just in this place now, understanding, that a lot of, this depression phase, creates non-interest and it creates very boring markets. But the smart money continues to build. And there is so much building happening at the moment. I just want to inspire you guys again that you are here at the perfect time. This market's going to boom at any single moment. And it's probably going to come when we least expect it. Maybe there's a little bit more depression, maybe a little bit more boringness. But again, there's going to be a very small percentage that are actually going to, profit from the next bull market. And it's those who usually survive the last one. So the people who made money in 2021 were those who survived to 2017 and got through that depression phase. I remember a lot, and Craig, who I'm sure will jump in and tell me if he's here, and Jay and a lot of the guys as well, that, they remember Bitcoin being at $6,000 for 6 months and not even moving like $100. That's that depression squeeze phase. And think about it. Anyone that got through that phase, ended up becoming probably multimillionaires. And that's the same thing over here. This is that last little squeeze point. But what you want to pay attention to is you want to get rid of news. News is a massive one that's busy tricking people at the moment. You want to probably stay off Twitter, to be honest, unless you're following me. I'm busy, and Pepper and Mama Sniper and the whole Sniper team. I'm starting to push Twitter quite hard again. But you want to stay away from that stuff because that stuff tends to like make crypto sound bad and tends to make a lot of things sound really terrible in the space. You actually want to get to crypto conferences, and you actually want to be doing a lot of these things because then you'll truly see what's happening, and it's gonna take away the blindness of what you're supposed to be focusing on. So guys, a lot of people are building. A lot of the exchanges have had record years of breaking, profit regions and all these sort of things. So there's a lot that's happening at the moment. So I definitely want to inspire you guys a lot with that. Am I freezing? I said people say I'm freezing.
You're good. You're all good. You're absolutely fine.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. All good. Okay, guys, welcome. I'm back. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. So first thing, I think let's quickly jump onto the markets. Let's have a look what's happening in the markets, and then we're gonna jump through. I know you guys are busy with week 1, week 2 at the moment. You're probably getting into the whole TA section within the course. I hope you've focused a lot on the beginning phases. Remember the foundation work. The first week is probably the most important thing. You don't understand that, it's gonna show little cracks later on in your journey, and you want to make sure it's very simple, right? It's about understanding firstly how everything works, all your basic platforms and things like that, but then also really getting into the point of understanding risk to reward and understanding you don't have to be this perfect trader that gets 10 out of 10 trades. You can get 2 to 3 out of trades correct, and you're gonna be making a lot of money. And it's about understanding that this is why you put 2-3% stop losses, and why end of the day you got 10, 20, 30%, take profit points. It's about understanding that you don't have to be this perfect trader. It's about doing something consistent, about having a nice, strong check system. By the way, guys, you will see that Lux Algo has been added to the course. I don't know if it's been added yet, but it is being added in. We're bringing you guys custom indicators to help you as well, to see that you're on the right track. If you're trying to find your trend lines, trying to find your supports and resistances, it's actually called Smart Money Concepts. So I'll type it in again here just so you guys can see it. It has been added to the course. It's going to help you guys a lot. Smart Money Concepts, here we go, by Lux Algo. You can see they've had up to nearly 31,000 people use this. It's going to help you a lot by just identifying support and resistance zones, all these sort of things. But again, guys, it comes down to the basis of understanding that you need to understand risk to reward. You need to have a trading journal that's going to track your data. You need to know your data and you need to be honest with yourself. But crypto is not about changing who you are and trying to be something different. It's about identifying your strengths, identifying your weaknesses, and actually just creating a rule system that's going to help you with them. Something that's going to amplify on your strengths and something that's going to protect you against your weaknesses. It's not about changing. It's just about finding something that works for you and learning how to tweak it. And that's why something as in a trading journal is going to help you a lot on the journey, because it's just going to identify, if you're having a 3 or 4 or 5 losing streak trade losing streak in a row, that it's going to identify that your stop loss is your problem, or your entry is your problem, or something is your problem. You're going to then take that data and you're going to go tweak. You're going to be like, okay, if I've been using the stochastic RSI, the moving average, and these things, I keep getting the same repetitive mistakes. So let me stop using the moving average. Let me rather add in a trend line, and let's see how that goes. You put that in, you try it for a week, your trading journal is going to tell you if it's better or worse. Very simple. So you're using something to use your data just to help tweak. And, a lot of the times I've also taken the shortcuts of stopping to use that. And you're always going to come back to it. You're always going to tend to come back to the basis of it. So remember, your data is everything. So just to explain quickly while we're here with the markets. So guys, FOMC, we're hoping is going to give direction of what's happening at the moment. We know that Bitcoin's at a very critical level. So again, you're going to learn the trend lines and stuff within school. And I'm sure you've seen them a lot within shows. But we're at a very important trend over here. So this is the one, ever since we did have that high of 31,600 and we had the second high of 30,000, we basically formed that sort of trend. And it's very similar to the times that we had over here where we had these trends. And I'll actually draw them up for you over here. So I would like to say we're very similar to the areas. There we go. Where we had a trend line very similar at those times. We had a few rejections, but when we finally got through it, we ended up going from 27,000 all the way back to the higher areas. So now we're at that major zone again. And what's quite crazy is I actually think that this time was also an FOMC, if I am correct. I think this was also a news event. So why we paid attention today, it's not that there's going to be anything massive news-wise, but we do think it might, give us a little bit of direction. And that's what you're going to start learning, in the beginning of every month now. And I want you guys to put this in your rule system or things like that. When it comes to the beginning of every month, just jot down what are the big news events days for the month. Very important, just so that you know the days of where to stay focused and where we're at critical areas, when you're going to start to get the volatility. Crypto does run on news, and you do tend to have big moves and manipulation when it happens, but also tends to give you a directional move. So what we're sitting at right now is you could see that we've had these 3 attempts of this trend line before, and now we had another one a couple, I think it was 2-3 days back, and now we are literally sitting at this resistance. And you can see my little drawing over here, where we're going to have a directional move probably from this news event, because what's going to happen is not much is happening right now. Powell's going to start to speak, and then the call is going to end. And usually when the call ends is when the market starts to sort of make its direction. Either we're going to reject hard when this happens over here, and we're going to tend to come back down to 26,000. In the course, I'm going to teach you, how to focus on, these pullbacks and where to look at for these levels, Fibonacci, 618s, horizontals, all these sort of things, to give you the sort of areas. So that's how I picked up the $26,000 zone. Or it's going to be a massive dump down to 25, back to the bottom range. We've been there a few times. It's definitely a load up area within the whales. Or it is the death, the one that we said we might finally happen, which is 23,000. So a rejection here, any of these now become available. And I'll speak to you guys in a sec about, how you're going to trade that if that does happen. And then you obviously got the bullish scenario that we do break that trend. Now, why I still think there's a possibility of breaking that trend. And this is where your timeframes are going to become super powerful. And I'm going to spend quite a bit on timeframes tonight, because I feel like it's, the biggest thing for you to understand, when you are struggling with trading, to just zoom out, that means you're not possibly using the right data at the moment. A lot of people do, 15 minutes, 1 hour, and they get wrecked. if you just jump to the 4-hour, 8-hour, 12-hour, you'll stop getting wrecked. And the more you start zooming out until you're not getting wrecked, you're going to start to identify what time frame to be on at certain points. And then there are times where markets are moving a lot every day. You can zoom in and you're not getting wrecked. There we go. Start trading on those sort of time frames. So if we have a look here, we only recently just got the stochastic RSI to cross on the weekly. So what that basically means, guys, is it means, we've only had the stochastic RSI at the bottom probably twice here in the last year. So it means on the higher time frame sort of view, we are going to have some sort of reversal, or we are going to have some sort of attempt from the bulls. We've had a few weeks now of the bears trying to get priced down, and you can see very much they did succeed. They ended up getting priced down from 31,000 all the way down to the areas of 25, 26. Now, when that happens, what you want to try pay attention to is, the price action. Are we making lower lows, lower highs? All these sort of things, very important to understand. And as you can see, price came down and we actually bottomed at a very similar level, if not creating a bullish pattern, which you guys will learn in the course, which is a double bottom. So price came down over here. We ended up not making a lower low, okay? And, ended up getting RSI down to the bottom. And we ended up having a reversal candle, which is this big green candle over here. So another thing you're going to learn in the course, and you're probably going into that week now about these sort of candles and looking for reversal candles. And now what you have is stochastic RSI crossing to the upside. And what it's basically indicating is that it could stay here for a while. So meaning that this could, do something like this. It does happen at times. You can see over here how it stayed at the top for a while. But it is also, let's just go back in over here. 2 seconds, guys. Let me just see here.
We don't see your screen now. Do we have Sheldon here? Oh, do you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, yeah, okay. So probably Sheldon dropped. Yeah, okay. So it's coming. But guys, until then, this is the time to write your questions. We are going to take the questions at the end. We're going to make sure that the OGs and also us stay here and answering your questions. So this is the time to come on here to the chat and actually start asking your questions. This is the time to ask your questions. This is the time to reflect on the learnings that you've had. And also we are going to have the after party afterwards, where you can come and talk to the Sniper mentors about your questions that you might have. But this is the time, guys. This is the perfect opportunity to be here and talk to Sheldon, get your question in, get your question answered. So if you have any question, also you can put your hand up, but also you can just write in here. I see we have a lot of people from the team up here. They're also answering it and answering your questions. Gotta get answers. Someone's saying, I start with a very small account, just want to grow that account, but on the bigger time frame, felt like it will take forever. Yeah, it will probably take forever. It will probably take forever, but that's fine, because if you can do it with a $200 account, you can do it with a $1,000 account. Let me just bring Jason and Danny up. Can I guys bring you up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yay. And then let's just take some questions until then. And for the brave ones, guys, put your hands up. Like when I was the part of the cohort, I loved the opportunity to come up here and talk to these amazing people. I'm telling you, I know you're a little bit shy, but like this is the time. Grab the mic, come up here, ask your questions, share love, whatever you want to do. But I'm excited to see who's going to be the first one. Okay. Kelly. Come on up, Kelly. Add spotlight and ask to unmute. You should be able to unmute yourself.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I love your background. What's up?
Oh, thanks. Where can I download a trading journal?
Say it again.
A trading journal? Where can I download a trading journal?
If you go on Discord, I'm sure that the team is going to help you on there. They should have a link to the trading journal, but there should be a link in the course.
It's a link in the course.
Yeah.
On which I'm having some difficulty with the Discord. Okay, in the course.
Yeah.
Just looking it up for you exactly where it is.
Okay.
It's under trading journal.
Under trading journal in Discord?
No, on the course.
On the actual course itself, yeah.
I'm looking it up for you.
Have you been accepted into the course? Have you started your modules yet? Yeah. So there's a trading journal section, and under the trading journal section, there is a link that you can download the document.
Okay, I'll try and do that on this.
I'm gonna find you now, and I'm gonna share my screen, and then you can share. So look at this. So if you come up
Thank you.
here, let me just share my screen here. You should be able to see it. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fantastic. So
No.
if you come here,
No, wrong
Well,
screen.
we can see writing ready team ready.
oh, that's not the one. Getting ready, guys. Alumni program is getting ready. That's what you're saying then.
Every time I want to get into the course, I need to go on my email to sign in. Is that correct?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So do you see? What?
It's week one, last lesson.
It's here. Do you
And
see my
actually-
screen now?
And actually,
Okay.
Kelly,
Oh.
you can go to school.cryptobanter.com/login.
Do you see my screen, guys?
Yeah, we can see
Okay.
it.
Okay,
I
cool.
do that on Chrome or on the internet.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So
In the
can someone,
browser.
Kim, would you be so kind and put the link in there, please, if it's possible? And then you can click on the link and then you can log in directly. Other than that, you go into the course, you go into the course, and then you go and click on the journal section. So you scroll down here, and then you have a trading journal at the end of week 1. And you click on that, and then you come down, you complete these, and on the trading journal, you click on there, you should be able to find this link right here. You click on it, and then you're able to just access it.
I see somebody has shared in the chat as well, so you can just go to the chat and get it there as well.
That's
Okay.
fantastic.
So every time I want to get into the course, I can go to the internet and type in the
You
school.
just have to log in. Yeah, you just need to log into the school site.
And do I have to wait for a link in my email to sign in? Do you understand? Do I have to wait for the link in my email to sign in?
Yes,
Mm,
No,
Kelly.
once you registered, you should be able to
Yeah.
get in automatically.
Okay, I'll try that.
So
Thank you.
Sheldon just said that his computer just crashed. You know, the
Yes.
new studio coming up, you know, so he's gonna be here in a second. Don't
Yes.
worry about it.
So while Kelly's on the trading journal, let me share screen quickly. I just want to show you guys something. Let me share here. So just let me see. Okay, no, it's fine. I'll show you July's. So just to let you guys know how the trading journal obviously helps me. You take the trading journal and you adapt it to how you want it. So this is obviously what helps me. It helps me obviously learn what's my lessons that I learned. That's the most important thing for me on a trading journal, is what lesson did I learn with every win and every loss. I look at everything. What did I do right? What was the reason I got it right? And obviously, what was my lesson that I learned with it? And when I was wrong, when I was stopped out, what was the reason for it? And what was the lesson learned? But if you have a look here, I mean, this was in July. I wasn't trading too well. I was, but this is on. I've got different exchanges that I trade on. I think this was my KuCoin or my BitGet. I can't remember. But on this specific exchange, I took 9 trades. I had 4 losses and 5 wins, and I still came out with $5,500 profit. So I think that's the whole thing that it teaches you. I know stop losses can be a pain because you get stopped out and it feels like you're losing the whole time. But as long as you are still making more money than you are losses, so that your wins are more than your losses, and this is what's going to help you keep track. If your trading journal is successful, if your trading journal, this is also where you're going to develop your rule system from. This is also where you're going to, I'm setting my stop loss here. Why did I set my stop loss there? If it didn't work out, why didn't it work out? I'm setting my take profit here. Why am I setting my take profit at that point? And then obviously, we're not always 100% correct. I'm not always 100% correct, or there's FUD in the market, or whichever the case may be. But a trading journal is so important. Just to make notes of what it is that you're trading. And if you feel like you're trading and your trades aren't going right, is to just go back to your trading journal. This tells you a story. I mean, if I have a look here, stopped out, obviously I stopped. Okay, there was FUD there. I entered at a resistance area. So there I didn't learn my lessons. I must rather wait for the breakouts, and I must rather wait for the confirmations, but I was too hasty. I jumped in there, but then I went back and I realized that here I had another one. So I can already see I've got patience problems on 2 or 3 of my trades. I entered because there was a breakout on the trend line, but my stochastic RSI was over 90% on the 1 hour. So that was my problem. So, and I obviously take this to improve on my next lessons and on my next trade. So a trading journal is so important, just for you, especially when you're learning and you want to know where you're going wrong or or where you're going right. Don't just record where you're going wrong, record where you're going right as well. I mean, we've been trading for many years, but I still work off not every single trade, but especially my bigger trades, I still record it on a journal. And I don't do all my spots. I do mostly most of my leverage I put on my trading journal because it's more risky. And obviously I've got a margin portfolio as well that I trade with. So obviously I don't want to lose too much money there. So I take precaution and I keep a track record of all of it. You'll see in most exchanges, you can go to P&L histories as well, and the exchange will give you a P&L histories. So you can even go back on previous trades and just start creating a journal based on what the previous trades have given you.
Thank you.
Okay, and then I think while we're waiting for Sheldon, I mean, I think let's see. I mean, we've hit quite a few topics in this last week. What, for everybody that's here with us now, what was your most, let's say, either your aha moment or something that really stood out for you in this last week, something that's helped you improve your trading, maybe just in the chat, just share with us, just so we could see what it is that made you go, oh my gosh, okay, great, this, I've learned something, or an aha moment or something like that.
Someone says Fibonacci, Fib 618.
Yeah, that Fib 618 is quite amazing.
RSI, patience.
Yeah, patience is a big thing, eh?
Trend lines, just trading less. A lot of people write about patience. A lot of people write about patience.
Well, if I can comment on that, you know, I used to trade so many times. I mean, Sheldon and I used to even tag team each other, you know, because we would share portfolios and we would share trades because we're busy, because, you know, we don't just sit, we can't just sit and trade all the time. We're busy prepping for shows, we're busy prepping for schools, we're busy prepping for a lot of things, and sometimes we're in meetings all day, so you can't. But I've actually started making more money on just being patient and taking less trades with bigger rewards than trying to fight for a trade every single day, which is how I used to trade. Used to run after it, and exactly what everybody's saying, the rule book. I mean, I think I've broken every single one of those rules, and that's exactly why we've come up with those rules. I think everybody breaks those rules. We're human, and especially when you start learning how to trade, you've got to learn somehow. You've got to learn those rules somehow. And you know, Craig, Jay, myself, we've got our rules written on our walls. We've got our whiteboards to remind us, because we're still human. We still get greedy. We still think, oh, no, this is my take profit, but you know what, I think it's going to go more, you know, and we still got to have those rules on the wall to remind us to not be greedy. I sometimes still want a revenge trade. If I get stopped out, it's like, no, I get back in, but you know, I'm like, no, you know, it's the wrong thing. We know what to do. Step away, go take a breather, go have some fun, go do something. The market will always be there. There will always be a trade. The market doesn't sleep. The market doesn't stop. And I think as soon as you get that thought into your head, we're scared that, oh, we're going to miss it, and we're just never going to have another opportunity. You will always have another opportunity. The market doesn't sleep. It'll always be there, and there'll always be another trade. So patience is definitely a key rule. I don't know for you, Jay, what you've felt mostly.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Danny. Yeah, FOMO was one of my weaknesses, I must admit. And, you know, it taught me a lot of lessons. And, you know, since I've started sniping my entry, coming down onto smaller time frames and sniping my entry into the correct areas, my trading is actually improved, and journeys obviously helps with that too. Helped a lot.
Yeah, definitely. I see there's a question here. After finishing the course, would you advise jumping straight in and risking real money, or maybe try the stuff covered on the course doing paper trading and trading view replay? So our advice there is to jump in and do proper trading from the beginning, but just take a small amount, even if it's $1 or $2 or $3. The reason being is if you go and trade with paper trading, you don't feel the same emotion as when you're in a real trade with real money. So one thing that makes you an experienced trader is when you get through the emotional side of trading and you realize that the market is designed to emotionally destroy you. So you'll find as a new trader, it's going to be a roller coaster ride up and down. We've all been there. We've all been in that position. So if you're feeling that right now, don't worry. You'll get past it. The more you trade, the more experience you get, the more you're going to get past that emotional roller coaster, and you're going to learn how to control it and how to control your emotions if you're recording on a trading journal and if you're taking lessons learned. So I wouldn't do paper trading. I did paper trading in the beginning. Didn't help me that much. It helped me learn certain patterns on the charts and how things work, but it definitely didn't help me with my discipline and my emotional side of things, because I wasn't concerned. I wasn't worried. It wasn't money. If I lost it, I lost it. So there was no emotion attached to it. So I would suggest taking real trades, but definitely not taking all your money and putting it in. Somebody mentioned something earlier, start with $10 in futures, even if you've got $100 plus in your account. Exactly. Just because you've got $100 in your account does not mean you have to trade that $100. If you put $100 in your account and you want to learn how to trade, take $2, $3, trade with that $2, $3 and try and turn that $2, $3 into $5. Then take that $5 and try and change that $5 into $10. Then take that $10 and try to turn it to $20 and use and so forth. And you keep on building it up like that. And that's exactly what I did during lockdown. I think I took like $1.80 to like $29 in a week, and I was so chuffed. But that was when I started practicing and trading. So, and you learn a lot from that as well. Don't risk money you can't afford to lose, especially if you're still new in the game. But definitely trade as much as you can, even now as a beginner. And I'm talking about taking just $2 at school fees. And literally what we used to do, look, it's a bit difficult, but we started off trading the 1 minute chart. Try trading a 1 minute chart, drawing your trend lines on a 1 minute chart and buying and selling. Every time it breaks above, you buy. Every time it breaks below, you sell. Every time the stochastic RSI hits the bottom, you're literally taking hundreds of trades in a day because you're trading the 1 minute chart. If you want to get experience, go trade a 1 minute chart. Obviously, that's if you've got time to sit and do that, but that is purely not for making money. That's purely for getting experience. We did it as a team. We tested it. We used to have these marathons that we used to sit and trade and run, and we've also traded on the 1 minute. And because every single time frame is going to give you the same patterns. A 1 minute chart, a 5 minute chart, a 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour, daily, weekly, they all play the same. They'll play out the same. They'll all have their waves up. They'll all break trend lines. They'll all have 3 waves up, 2 waves down. They'll all hit the 618. It's just a different time frame, a higher pace. So it depends on how much time you have. But yeah, I don't know if there's any other questions.
So just remember, the more amount that you trade, the more emotion you'll feel about when you trade, And we've experienced it. Craig and I know a person here locally that was losing trade after trade when he was trading a high amount. So we told him to come down to a low amount, which he did. He came down to $20 or $50 and suddenly started winning trades because that high emotion factor wasn't there. So just remember that. But just remember,
Jason.
in the journaling part, can you hear me?
Yeah, we do hear you.
Awesome. Just remember in the journaling part, Sheldon does say that you need to take at least sort of 5 trades on about $10, and you need to journal it. So you gain experience with the trading, but also you gain experience with the journaling part too.
If I can just add here, Jason, I just wanted to say that we see on the back-end data. So what we can say in school is that if you do take your trade, that indicates that you are more likely to trade more likely to actually not be afraid of trading. So I think it's very, very important. This is why Sheldon encourages you to take your first trade as well, first 5 trades, in fact. And a lot of people don't do it. And we talk with the community all the time about why that happens. And a lot of people, some people are scared of losing. Some people just simply, scared of taking a trade. They don't know what trade they should take. First of all, you should come to the community, because we have live events. We have things happening in the community. We have trade setups coming up. So you should come join the events and actually take just $1 on isolated margin and whatever that is, and just take that trade. Because once you make that step, your anxiety about taking a trade will just simply vanish, because you will realize it's not something that it's an unreachable thing. You can just take a trade and then realize, oh, okay, that's actually not that difficult. I set my stop loss, I set my TP, and if it goes bad, then what? Nothing. The reason why you put that $100 in and you got a course that's worth thousands of dollars is for you to experience. It's for you to experiment and actually use this as tuition fee. So I would strongly recommend you, even now, just take $1, go and just put it on the market and see where it goes. You cannot mess up, and it will give you much more than it will take away from you.
No, definitely. I see here as well, Tiff, I know you're saying here about everyone being negative around you about crypto. You know what? I think everybody's experienced that. A lot of people don't understand crypto. Don't let it bother you as long as you believe in it and you know what you're doing. Something that we've always learned is, number one, we've been scammed before. We always try to we've given our money to other people in the beginning before we started trading ourselves, and people and companies run away with people's money, and that has unfortunately given crypto a bad name. And it's not crypto that's bad, it's the companies that come in. This is exactly why this course was created, to teach you to not give your money to other people to trade on your behalf. We want you to take your own money, and we want you to learn to trade your own money. And soon people around you will start seeing, when the bull market comes, how you're making money, and they're going to want in, and they're going to want to know, and they're probably going to ask you to trade their money for you to trade the money for them. And you definitely say no. You don't trade anyone else's money. If they're late to the party, they must get in and they must learn. So number one, don't trade anybody else's money. Number two, just focus on your life. Don't care what anybody else is saying. Don't try to sell crypto to anybody else. Don't try to do any of that. If you believe in that, you're here with like-minded people. The people around you here today are like-minded and are not negative about crypto. So stick with the community, stick with the like-minded people, and you'll succeed in the crypto space. A lot of people just don't understand it. They haven't looked into it. So really do not let that affect you. Don't let it doubt you. Same with us. We'll never ask you guys for money. We'll never ask you that we'll trade your money. So if you get anything like that, it's scammers. We don't trade anybody's money. We don't trade anyone's portfolios. We don't give our money to anybody else to trade. We've been scammed before. We've simply take our money, we trade it ourselves, we make it ourselves, and we're here today to share it with you guys on how to do it for yourselves and to become self-sufficient. So don't worry about the gaslighting and the people that's negative about the crypto space. Okay, let's see what else there is.
Someone says Sheldon is back here. David, do we see Sheldon? Someone is saying in the comments that Sheldon is back here.
Yes, he's jumping on with his phone. I think with the flight, his computer has burnt out. So I think obviously with his laptop being on the flight, something's happened. So he's jumping on with his phone. So I think what we can maybe do is let's bring some people up for questions. Let's answer some questions. Sheldon's not going to be able to share screen right now. But
guys, can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes,
no.
we do.
Looks like Mom, we have to probably buy me a new computer in the morning. I don't know what happened. It looks like I don't know if it's the battery. Remember that fault that yours did previously? Because we have the same one. Yeah, it's literally, and it's not turning on now. So
that's crashed. Your hard drive is crashed.
The market was too boring for your computer as well. Just looking at these boring charts all day was like, screw this, I'm out of.
yeah, anyway, I'm here to help you guys with questions for now. I do apologize, guys. I'll get a new computer in the morning and go see what's happening over here. Did anything happen with the markets? I haven't even seen now. It's
No,
basically just,
nothing much. Let's have a look.
Same old,
No,
same old.
Same, it's running flat. Yeah, nothing really happening. Yeah, it's running.
Okay, amazing, guys. In the meanwhile, while we do answer some questions and that, remember this is a place for you guys to answer questions and to more or less, spend time with you guys and see if there's any place you're getting stuck. Firstly, in the chat right now below, like, are you enjoying the course? Like, are you having a little bit of an aha moment? And what is that aha moment? Like, I'd love to know. Are you learning something? That's definitely oh, I see Annabelle there. Yes. Good, guys.
And also,
good,
guys,
good.
if you're putting up your hands, we don't just want to hear your questions. If you want to tell us a success story, if you want to tell us how your trades have been going since you started the course, put your hands up, share it with us, share us your success stories. Just put your hands up. We'll bring a few people on.
Amazing. I love all the fantastic comments, guys. Please keep popping them in. So what we'll do, guys, is we can spend some time. I think tonight's obviously going to be slightly different. We'll spend some time with each other and pump each other up. And then I'll definitely make sure that next week we can jump a lot more on the charts. But for now, yes, a lot of things here. Sheldon, I love your energy. Thank you. It's we sort of have to. And again, like Singapore just pumped me up again. And, I think that's one of the big things, within this course and within this team and everything we're building here is exactly that energy. We know what it's like. Like, I know this demotivating phase. I know when something feels like it's just, it's not going to happen. It's crypto is maybe not going to do what it did previously. And it's going to get you really like doubting yourself. I remember that stage then, and I think the reason why I try to bring the energy and all of that throughout I just don't want you to quit. I want you to see the other side. You've seen one side, you need to see the other side too, and then you can make your decision. And all it's going to do is it's just adding. I like to even say, every experience that you're learning crypto is basically like putting a piece of wood on the fire. And the more you put on, eventually light that fire up and it goes. And it's, it's all experience. And you're going to be very grateful for all of this time you've been through, depression phases, the down markets, all these sort of things. Guys, it's going to happen to you once badly. And you're going to learn so much from it that you're not going to repeat it again. And it's rather best to make the mistakes now than being a multimillionaire and then making the same mistake. That sucks. You make millions of dollars and throw it all away because you didn't learn something or you didn't have any experience. So I bring this energy here because I believe in the space so much. I believe in this team that we have. I believe that there's going to be millionaires built that are sitting right here watching this right now. And if you really, really, really want it, it's going to happen, guys. It's going to make it. But you need to not only work on crypto, you need to stay dedicated, but you also need to work on the mental health. You need to do a lot of things. And I'll even show you guys, I have so many books now that I'm even starting to read again, just to get myself through that phase. Because I remember before money came into my life, I changed my mindset and I made myself believe that I'm going to be a millionaire. And this was before crypto even stepped in. And I didn't know how it was going to be, but every day I was like, Sheldon, I'm a millionaire. And what that basically did for me is it started to prep myself that I'm already a millionaire. And who do I want to be when it happens? What do I want to be when it happens? And I started building this ultimate person that I wanted to be. And that's why when the stuff did happen, all of a sudden crypto happened and all of these things happened and I started to build a life. I actually knew what I wanted to do when it came. And that's why like a lot of people laughed at me when I created Chosen Ones. Like I built that like 5 years ago, when I was broke and I had nothing. And I said, if I become a millionaire, I'm going to free my friends. I'm going to see if I can create something with my friends. And what happened? I became a basic millionaire. And now I'm with my friends. We've built a head office. Built all these things. I said I want to teach the world. I said I want to motivate. These are all things that I'm bringing now. But it was that time where I was depressed and I didn't know what was going on and how it was going to happen and all these sort of things that got me to build the ultimate mind. So when it comes, it doesn't destroy you. Any problems you have now, if you add money to your life, it's going to amplify the problem. It's not going to fix the problem. You need to fix anything that's a problem in your life right now. Fix it before you make money. Because when money comes, it's just going to make it even bigger. Start building that so that when money does come into your life, it actually does good and it actually changes things and actually really puts you where you want to be. Super important. I see, like you said, you did it, but he stays you are. Get money and become a snob. No, it's very true. And guys, I'm sure you guys have seen like this journey. I haven't been perfect on this journey. I've had brilliant calls. I've had terrible calls. I've had a lot of these things. But end of the day, I don't quit and I never quit. And my job is to be here to just show you not to quit. Shit's not always going to go your way. It is going to be tough for a year or two. It is going to be these sort of things. But the fact that you're sitting here right now and you've got these people around you, you're going to see how you're going to start to change. And you're probably going to lose a whole bunch of friends. And you're probably going to lose a whole bunch of old people that were just not bringing out the best in you. And that's what you're going to appreciate this whole experience for, is the whole thing that it actually does. It removes, like I'd probably say around about 70% of my friends. 70% of my friends are no longer there anymore. And the day I got rid of them, I became a millionaire. Even family, all these things. It's true. I didn't have them anymore. Now all of a sudden they're gone. And now my life is flying. And maybe that's why these hard parts come, guys, because it's going to show you the truth. I'm sure right now you're tired of negativity. Even though the market's been not great and it's been really hard to get through the space and things like that, I'm sure you're also getting tired of people next to you also telling you, see, I told you crypto is a scam. I told you these sort of things. It's going to start making you think who's in your corner and who's meant to be there and who's not. It's going to evolve you as a whole person. So I want you to take this whole journey, not only just making money, but it's about flushing out everything in your life that's just not bringing you any purpose or any single growth out there, and starting a brand new you, where you can finally be happy. You can finally, chase what you actually want. And you're not going to have anything or anyone hold you back anymore. And stay strong within that mindset from, I see there's tough times don't last, but tough people do. And it's worth it, guys. It's worth it, because when I get here now, I'm proud of my journey. I'm proud when me and my mom nearly got liquidated and lost everything. I'm proud of every single moment and every single hard thing that ever happened to me on this journey, because I sit here today and I say I'm flipping here. I made it, and I'm grateful that I did. It molded me. It made me strong. It got rid of the crap people in my life. Like, I am grateful. I have a beautiful daughter, guys. I'm about to get married. I just came from Singapore, living in a 5-star hotel. My computer just crashed. I have money to go buy a new one. Like, life is just like, I'm so grateful and so incredible for that journey and the hard times. Guys, I lost my dad to suicide. It was one of the hardest things ever to understand as a person. Why do I have to go through this? Why? And you know what? Now 2-3 years go by, and I'm so grateful for the path, and I wouldn't change a single thing. I miss my dad with all my heart, but if my dad didn't pass, I would never have left. I would never have went to Cape Town. I would never have that. I would do anything to get him back, anything. But I'm also saying that I don't regret all the hardness that happened in my life in that time and these sort of things, because it all played out and it all worked out beautifully. So all of these times, embrace it and be grateful that life has, you're still here, you're still fighting, you still have this, you know what I mean? And be grateful for that time. Just listen to it. Just listen to it, just evolve within it, and soon it will all make sense. Yes. Sorry, I'm on this big rampage. I'm just happy. I'm very happy.
That's
busy looking at
always
the
wanting
chat.
to motivate and keep everybody, and that's why we love you, Charles. You know what? It's such an honor to work next to you every single day and to help you guys. I see what Sheldon puts on in the background and how much work he does. Nobody sees how much work goes on in the background. You just think he rocks up to a show at 12 o'clock every day. You got it wrong. The amount of preparation that goes into everything he does for everybody at no cost. And to help everybody, there's a lot of heart has gone into it. So, and I mean, I love seeing it. I love watching Sheldon performing every day, and just, like the story Sheldon tells you guys, where we've sat till late nights, almost being liquidated, crying together, going through the whole emotions that you guys are going through together, being through all the hardships of it. And here we sit today, where Sheldon and I sit and we go and we say, you know what do we want to buy this month, or where do we want to go on holiday? Okay, let's trade it. We don't use our money. We take our money. We use our money. We use our money to make money to do it. Last year we went to Switzerland. It was one of my dreams, and Sheldon said, come, Mom, let's trade for your Switzerland trip. Let's give you a white Christmas, and let's make your dreams come true. And we did. And we just took our existing money and we started trading it. Okay, how much do we need for flights? We traded, we made flights. we made enough to book business class tickets. Then it's okay, what do we need for accommodation? We traded it, and we're still sitting with all our capital. We didn't have to use any of our capital, and that is how trading has given us freedom to do all of this. And this is exactly where Sheldon's dream is, to let everybody who's here with us today go through the same thing. To make it in the next bull market, to change your life in the next bull market. And you're in the perfect time. Right now is the perfect time to learn. The way the market is now, you want to learn before the bull market, not in a bull market, or not when the bull market comes to an end, because that's a problem. Everybody buys when the bull market comes to an end, and it's like, oh, I've lost money, it's a scam. This is the time, the red, the bottom, the bear market. This is where you want to learn. So you're at the right place at the right time with the right person, and Sheldon's going, the team's going to help you get you there.
Awesome.
Yeah, guys, it's exactly, and to be happy is a big one. I do want to jump into a comment here. As I do appreciate it. A few moments ago regarding all this free from Sheldon, I love what he does, but he's making money on affiliates. No, this is correct. The school is definitely built on affiliates. The only issue with that is if people don't succeed, our whole business revenue goes to zero. Now, I have close to 30 staff on my payroll. I have 3 businesses that I run. So my whole company is reliant on the success of my students. If my students don't succeed, my revenue goes to zero, and my whole company goes to zero. So it keeps me, we built a whole business model that sticks right behind my method of what I want to do in the space. I want to teach, and I want to make a profitable community that can change their life. And I built my whole model on that. You guys don't pay for a single thing. No one pays for a single thing here. It's all reliant on your success. If your success is not there, my businesses go to zero, which means every single day I stick behind the purpose of what we created. Is I want to help. I want to make sure and help whatever that I can to make sure that you succeed. Because if you don't, I don't succeed. No one succeeded. And that's the beauty behind it. It keeps me true to what I am and why I came into crypto. I came here to motivate. I came here to show you that you can believe in yourself and you can actually make this happen. And I even built my whole entire business behind exactly that. Is the success of you guys. If you guys are not successful, no one's successful. So I agree. Yes, saying what you say is correct, but go into the proper facts of it, that this is what we do. We put out everything into this, and I will not stop, guys, until we're all a big successful community. I'll only be mega successful if you're all mega successful. That's where my heart's at. That's where this whole entire sniper school's at. That's where the whole entire team's at. This whole company revolves on your guys' success. That's true heart. That's true leadership. So I just wanted to just add in there, for just saying that comment over there. Yes, amazing. amazing. Thank you guys, all the love. Appreciate it.
Sheldon, sorry for interrupting. We've got people having their hands up. Do you mind taking some questions?
No,
Yeah,
go for it.
This is Seth. I think, guys, I just also want to add, you have a unique opportunity here, because usually these events are packed with alpha and stuff like that, but you will get that next week. What you don't have, and not all the cohorts have this time, this what we just heard from Sheldon. I was actually looking at the people in here. This is something that is unique, guys. So I strongly suggest you take this time, put something in the comments and put your hands up, because this is a unique moment where you can literally come up and ask questions and interact. I think this is extremely good. I'm sorry for your computer.
So someone said, was this part of the agenda? No, it wasn't part of the agenda, but this is great. Let's sit in
We
chat.
couldn't have planned it better. That's what he wanted to say. So Seth, I ask you to unmute, please, if you can. You should be able to. If not, maybe Seth is not here. I'll ask AWS Halui to unmute yourself. Avs Halui.
Yeah, hi guys.
Hey.
My name is
Hi.
Aus, actually. My name is Aus. It's read Aus. It's an old Arabic name. It means lynx. Do you know the wild cat? I don't know. Okay, so
Yeah.
Awesome.
You'll have to teach us that.
I'll send you a picture. Yeah. LYNX. It's a translation in
Yes,
Arabic.
I
so
know it.
it's-
I know it. Quite a vicious cat, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
How are you,
So,
bud?
hello guys. Nice to meet you. Nice being with you. I said in the comments earlier that I had some issues accessing my account. I had to use my friend's account to do the course. But I am sponsored by BitGet. I'm still
Amazing.
waiting to get the email the email to get into the my own course and do it again.
Okay, amazing.
Because it's I like to so just a small presentation. I am half Spanish, half Moroccan. I have studied electronic engineering. I have studied translation at the university. I dropped out of translation. And then I finished chemistry. And after that, I moved back to Morocco. I was living in Spain. Then I moved back to Morocco. Now I'm living in Marrakesh. And then I met my friend Sufyan. He's the one who introduced me to Banter, Banter Bubble, Banter everything, and also to go to crypto school. And this is actually thanks to him that I got enrolled into to the course. And I have really met amazing people.
Incredible.
Bruce, Dylan, I've been talking to Bruce, Dylan, Josh, also, I don't know, they are amazing, all of them. And
There's a whole team behind the scenes here that nobody gets to see. We've got a whole team here.
yeah. Well, so far, the people I've met, 10 out of 10. I mean,
Amazing.
all are amazing. Fefe, he doesn't recognize me, but I spoke to him because I use another nickname. It's Adam Warlock on
Yeah.
Discord. Yeah.
Cool. Oz, we truly appreciate you, and I don't want to cut you off, but we have a lot of
I have a
people with
question.
hands. Yes,
Yeah,
let's do
I
that.
have a question. So, Sheldon, how do you manage to control your emotions when you every time you trade? Because it really gets hard to do emotional management and say, okay, so I put the TP, I put the stop loss, and even though that it's going really red, I have to wait and say no, just relax and follow the rules, follow your mental rules. How do you do it? I mean,
Yeah, so obviously you in the beginning you don't trust yourself. You don't know what you're doing is right. You know what I mean? You're trying to, so you're putting a stop loss and things like that, and then you see it go against you and you're like, oh, I was wrong. Let me try fix it. Or what happened was you were like, okay, I'm not going to take this trade, and then it goes up, you're like, see, I told you, like, let me go. So that is it's probably one of the biggest rookie mistakes. I wouldn't say rookie mistakes in the beginning, but it's, guys, you got to remember, it's the first time you're ever in charge. It's the first time you're running your money, first time everything. You're always used to something else, happening. So you're going to act very much within that emotion. And then one day what's going to basically happen is that trigger of where you're going to learn to trust yourself. And you have to learn to trust yourself straight away right now. What made me the biggest success in crypto is I don't second think a single trade. I've already planned that if I get stopped out, it means I'm getting a better trade. It means if I get stopped out where my stop loss is now, it's going to go down and it's going to give me an even bigger one. And when I realized that I didn't need 10 out of 10 trades, I needed 2 or 3 out of 10, it calmed me down a lot to be like, if I get stopped out, there's a reason for it and there's a better trade coming through and it gives me a bigger win on the next one. For example, you enter a trade now, you're working out a 10% GP. You've got a 2% stop loss. You get stopped out, price goes down another 5%, and you enter the same trade. The difference this time is your TP is 15, 20% this time, where previously it was 10. So just by that little stoppage, it gave you a bigger trade for the next one. Remember, you're not going to be able to force the market to give you money. It's either going to offer you money today or it's not. So if you're getting stopped out, it means it's not offering you the money today. So it means ultimately that you need to prep for the next one. You need to prep and make sure. So the only time you ever want to get stopped out, you don't want to get stopped out and then the price goes up again. That's not what you want. You want to make sure that if you get stopped out, you are getting a better entry for the next one. And you got to learn to be okay with that. You got to learn to be like, okay, I got stopped out. I have to close the computer now. I have my next zone and I'm only allowed to enter if that happens. Or I need to give it a day, see new data and do it again. So it just comes down to the sense of the pre-planning. You need to accept it right now before you enter that trade. And I know it's hard and I know these sort of things, but it does come. It does come with time as it flows. That if I get stopped out, it's for the better trade. If it goes obviously in my favor, amazing. You know what I mean? Like you have to have this mental game behind it. And that's just going to come with a lot of practice within the markets. And it's also going to come with, proper analysis. You know what I mean? Your trading journal. If you're getting stopped out the whole time and it keeps bouncing back up, we have to tweak that and we got to get it to more correct sort of stop losses. So for me, it was just repetition and just believing my trade and just, it is what it is. If I get stopped out now, I'm not allowed to enter straight away again. I have to give it time again. And it's just about the confidence in yourself. It's about going back to that sense of becoming a robot and not trading emotionally. And if you want to get rid of that, you know what you do? You go take $10 now, go to 100x and go wild. Get rid of that emotion. Go wild now. Go put $5, $10 and go super high leverage. Go feel your heart pump. Get to a point where you're like, you know what? Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm maxing my emotions out to the max. It is. And eventually you're going to start becoming like hard. Like you're going to stop. Like my mom is so good at this. She gets stopped. There's not a single worry in her brain. She can switch off and go to lunch right now and have a family lunch. No problem. She could have just lost $10,000 on a stop loss. No problem. Like for her, it's built that emotion now that a stop loss means it was just not meant to be today. And that's okay. Take a breather. Don't wipe yourself out now in revenge trade because otherwise you go to zero. And when you go to zero, you can't come back. So when you get hit, okay, cool, no problem. I'm not meant to happen today. Cool. You come back tomorrow, fresh mind, and you hit it. And you got to learn to trust that. Otherwise, you try revenge trade it or you try change it. And that's where it just takes over. And that's what the game's built to do. It's built to do that and to wipe you completely and get you into this game of, revenge trading and fighting within yourself and things like that. So, yeah.
And also
Thank you, Sheldon.
just keep in mind, we're in a very choppy market at the moment. So the possibilities of being stopped out is a little bit more common in this type of a market. When a bull market comes, when a bull market is here, TA plays out probably most of the time, not all the time, but it's obviously at the moment there's a lot of FUD out, there's a lot of uncertainty. So sometimes the TA is telling you something, but then you get a big whale that's selling out and moves the market in another direction. So if you're being stopped out now, don't worry. We're in a choppy stage at the moment. Just keep on doing it, keep on practicing. It'll come to a place where you will, and it also depends on what time frames you're trading, but you'll get to a place and a space where you will learn what to do with the market. And every single situation, every single scenario has a different technique, and that's what you're going to learn with practice and experience. If I start trading on a daily basis, I look at all time frames, and then I decided on what time frame am I going to set my stop loss. And these are all the things you're going to learn through experience. So just keep on practicing, keep on taking the tools, you're going to have access to all these lessons going forward. Go back, rewatch everything. If you're unsure, go back, rewatch it. Attend all the after parties, ask questions, and it'll all just start clearing. We can teach you as much as we can, but the true factor is going to be is going to be experience. Experience is what's going to make you succeed in this game.
And if I must be honest, and just give this to yourself, just so that you guys can all have a breather. You probably only make money about 5% of the year. And that's the thing, don't tire yourself out when that other 95%, that's the truth of it. If I had to say to myself, when do I really make money in crypto? It's probably 2 or 3 1 or 2 week winning streaks in an entire year. And it's crazy how in that time you can make so much money. And then it's a couple of weeks of just surviving. Survive. And then you go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then survive. And that's the thing. So you don't want to tire yourself out and really damage yourself when the market's not offering you money, because you are going to have, and I'm sure you guys remember, do you remember January this year? Do you remember when Phantom went from 20 cents to 65 cents? Do you remember when Render did a 6x this year? Remember when many tokens did that? That was still this year, guys. And that's the thing. Like after that, it never offered money for 3 months. And then it comes for a month. And then it's not there for 3 months. And then it comes for a month. And that's why you just got to be okay with those stop losses. Take a breather, take a break, and come back. And that's where you're going to really start to build. And like I said, if you've got a problem with emotion right now, go face your biggest fear. You know, when they say you're afraid of heights, go jump out of an airplane. That's exactly it. If you're a very emotional trader right now and you're struggling with emotion, how about you go max that shit? You go put $10 now on 50x and go face your fear. Go. Because it doesn't get worse than that. It doesn't get worse than going all out and really maxing it to the end, because you know that's that facing that fear. Then you can be like, okay, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. You know, it's not so bad when I calculate, you know, feeling all this emotion. It's calculated. You know what I mean? Then it's not so bad. You're not so afraid of it anymore, because it doesn't get worse than that. So that's my best way with that. Don't tire yourself out now and face it. Just take the bulls by the horn and go for it.
Amazing. Let's bring up another person. Let's try to. It's so nice, Sheldon. If we try to keep it like we have like 5-6 people, and then as a roundup, can we do like a fire shots back and forth? Whoever comes up, just say the question, say the answer. Next one. Should we do that?
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna bring the next person up.
Yeah, bring them up. What they're up there is someone asked, you say 2 to 3 weeks to make, yes, big money. So someone said big money, yes. So you can make daily money, like $100 a day, no problem. You know what I mean? $50 a day, setting yourself like salary routines, no problem. But when I'm talking about you make $100,000 in 2 weeks, like big amounts, those come 2-3 week sprees, maybe 2-3 a year, where you really make like crazy money. You know what I mean? Like money where it really makes a crazy difference. But if it comes to your $50, hundreds of dollars a day, that's cool. That just calculates 1 or 2% trades. That's it. But then there is the stage where you hit these like crazy sprints where you can really just inflate a lot.
And also just to add on that as well, sometimes it's easy to make that money, but you know what the hardest part is? To keep that money.
Yeah.
To not throw it back into the market is the hardest part. So it's about discipline as well. Hi, Dirk.
Yeah, good afternoon. Well, I went to the emotional roller coaster also, so that's really nice. From 2017 and 2021, I did not step out, so I still have a lot of. Oh, I didn't sold it, so okay, that's fine. I still have it.
Yeah.
2 small questions. When you are busy on the 4-hour trades, what is then a little bit the time frame what you're using? Is that a month where you put all your lines in, or are you looking further back also?
So it all depends. So my higher time frame portfolio is on weekly and monthly, correct? And then my monthly cash is running on like 4 hour, 8 hours. So you just gotta. So what I do next week for you is I just explain all the time frames for you. So if you look at a 1 hour chart, it's giving you data for 24 hours. So it's just to know what's going to happen in 24 hours. You don't care what happens in 3 days. You don't care what happens in a week. It just shows you what could happen in 24 hours. And that's the 1 hour charts. So you don't want to know anything more. Then if you go to the 4 hour charts, it's telling you what's going to happen possibly in the next 3 days. Not next week, not next month, just for 3 days. Then you look at the 8 hour chart, 5 days. Then you look at the 12-hour chart, 7 days. Then you look at the daily chart, 2 to 3 weeks. Then you look at the weekly chart, 2 to 3 months. So it's just about knowing a time frame. Is just showing you data. It's just showing you how much, what do you want to know? Do you want to know when to make money today? Do you want to know when to make money next week? So what's nice about that is when you finally identify time frames, you can erase the rest of the time frames. Because if you know that I only want to make money in the next year, I don't care about tomorrow, I don't care about next week. You know, I don't have lots of time to sit on the computer all the time. I just want to make a good amount of money in the year. Then you only use the weekly time frame. You don't have to use any other time frame. And which means you're getting rid of the noise. Because how many times when you jump on 4 hour and the RSI tells you this, and then you go 12 hour and the RSI tells you this, and it doesn't make sense because everything's different. That's why you need to remove it. You're gonna find out what time frames are for you. You're gonna stick just to that time frame. So next week I'm gonna be going through that for you to give you exactly the different time frames. But again, you just got to know what data it's showing you. You don't need all the time. No, you don't. You just need actually one time frame to know what it is. Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, to add on that, Dirk, I think it depends on what type of a trader you want to be. You need to decide what type of trader you want to be, and it depends. Are you a full-time trader? Do you want to trade every day? Do you have a job so you can't trade? Are you just want to be an investor where you just invest? So it all depends, because if once you answer those questions, those are deciding factors for what time frames you then focus on, and which time frames you're going to look at the stochastic, which time frames you're going to draw 618, which time frames you're going to draw your trend lines. So it differs for every single different person. For me, tomorrow, I know I've got a day full of meetings tomorrow, so I'm going to probably trade a 4-hour chart. So it gives me a couple of days space on my trading. But a day where I've got nothing in my schedule, I'll go to a smaller time frame and I'll take a few more extra trades. We also have different portfolios. We've got a portfolio that would run on a daily because it's a longer term hold, and then we've got shorter time frames for our shorter time frame, and it all depends how quickly we need the money. So it all depends on your trading strategy, and everybody needs to decide their own trading strategy.
Okay, that's very clear. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you for your question, Dirk. Thank you. Should we take one more? We have to keep it short if we want to go through the list. And I know we don't have a lot of time. So let's try to keep it short. Let's do this. I'm gonna bring up Ramunas. Should be able to unmute.
Can see a little white
Hello,
dot.
hello. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fast question,
Yeah.
fast reply.
Yeah. I'm sorry for my blackout. I'm on video, but I'm in Switzerland and on a camper site. I travel a lot with my camper van. So my only question is, can you comment on high five trade for the last 7 days? Is a
High five. What
high five?
is that? Mom, do you know what high five is?
Mm-mm.
What can you
No.
elaborate? What do you mean?
High five crypto.
A token.
Yeah, token.
So
Yeah.
there's a token called High Five.
Okay.
Okay.
High Five, and it's been flying on Bybit over the last
It was
short
flying
while.
up and down, and
Yeah.
it kind of I look on the trading learning things, and all the candles, and nothing works, and it seems like it's going against everything that is possible can happen.
So what you're finding at the moment is that I like to call it what's called the popcorn effect. So basically, you're finding that coins, for some unknown reason, old coins, sometimes new coins, they just suddenly explode. It's almost like there's a lot of manipulation and suddenly you'll get a massive run up, like you can see on your screen right now. And then you get the huge pullback coming down, So, the thing that that I'm certainly seeing in the market at the moment is that there's a lot of manipulation at the moment. And that's why, this constant attention to always just take your profit before someone else takes it, So if you're in a coin, it goes unrealistically parabolic for some unknown reason, take your profit, We've had a few of these that have been doing this. Hi-Fi's one. We've had Arkham is going off at the moment. We've got a coin called MC going off at the moment, a coin called WorldCoin going off, and one goes, then the other goes, and the other goes, the other goes. So if you're lucky enough to be in it, take your profit. If you miss the pump, don't get into the pump, because as much as you've seen that Hi-Fi coin there right now, you can see it's busy retracing. Maybe it's over now.
Okay.
At which point
a coin becomes stable?
Which point does it become stable?
Yeah, because some stable coins are up and down, and it's okay. We can trade. Cycles. And these coins are new coins. They went up, or went then down, and then up and down. It's kind of at which point is.
I think with every coin, you need to really be looking at the levels that the coin is at. Sorry, excuse me. And I think the bottom line is, and Danny said it a little earlier, this market is really very volatile at the moment. And I think the trick in trading right now is that as long as you are losing less than you are winning, you're going to make money. So, for example, at this hi-fi, you decide that you think hi-fi is a great coin. You think this thing's going to bounce at the 618 line. I don't know where the 618 line is, but now you decide I'm going to buy this coin on the 618 line, and it doesn't actually work. Just stop out early, and that goes for any of these coins. Stop out quickly. It doesn't mean anything if the trade goes against you, because no one knows what the market is going to do. So lose less than you make, and you're going to be making money overall. But as I say, you can look at a line there.
Yeah.
Is that the 618, Joe?
Yeah, and these 2% stop loss doesn't work actually, because it comes up and down, or up or down and up. 2% is easy. It's always gonna be in losing way. So my kind of question, does it really 2% kind of stop loss is really working out?
If you're trading
on those little coins, no. On Bitcoin, yes. So if it's super volatile tokens, no. But on normal higher time frame tokens, 2% are pretty strong, especially on Bitcoin. It's a couple $100 space on Bitcoin. If it's these small little cap coins, then no, 2% are so volatile. It's probably not likely to do it. So remember, for me, it's like that's extreme high risk. It's these smaller tokens. So 2% don't usually hold on that. But on other tokens, as in Bitcoin, Ethereum, 2% can be really good, especially if you're getting breakout on trends and things like that.
So
we don't hear you, Craig. You muted. You muted, Craig.
I'm not sure how you got into this onto a hi-fi as an example, or even if you've traded it. But if you see a coin pumping, don't have FOMO and jump onto that pump. If you are lucky enough to be in it and it pumps, get out. Take your profits, because they're going to be pulling back. But if you're seeing them pumping like that, you need to be highly skilled to decide that you actually want to jump in on that pump. And because invariably you're just going to become the exit liquidity for the whales that created this pump. That's my advice to you. Stay away from these, until you really know what you're doing.
Cool. Sheldon, as we talk. Oh yeah, sorry, Danny. Go ahead.
No, that was it. Yeah.
Guys, I know that Sheldon and the OG's gotta leave. So we're really gonna keep it short. This time I'm gonna cut everybody off. This time is gotta be different. Sheldon, are you ready to go?
Let's go, bro.
Are you ready to go? Let's do it, guys. One question, and Sheldon is firing an answer. That's what we're gonna do. We've got 6 people up here. One question, one fire. That's what we're gonna do. All right, Chris, you are up.
Sheldon. Quick
yes,
question.
What's up?
I can't actually answer the last guy's question, but I'm going to stick to mine. BTC correlation. I literally have BTC always up, and then I'm looking at the trade I'm trying to get into. And so many times I'm like fixated on like what BTC is doing, because I know if it starts correcting, it's likely going to pull my coin down too. So how do you balance that? How do you manage that?
So it comes down to understanding. That's why I always show you guys the Bitcoin dominance, because if the dominance is going up, everything's gonna you may get one coin or 2 coins, but 99% of the tokens are gonna follow, right? Whatever's Bitcoin's doing. So that's why every day when I get up in the morning, I just want to see on a 4-hour or for the day trend, what is dominance doing? Because if dominance is falling hard, like it's breaking trends to the downside, you can have tokens run against Bitcoin. And we've seen that many times. So, that's why I pay attention so much to the dominance, because if the dominance is strong on the upside, it's very likely that 99% of tokens are going to follow. And then I would just be focusing a lot on Bitcoin, just to see, even though you're trading altcoins, you have Bitcoin on the chart there, because everything's really strong with Bitcoin. It's following Bitcoin today. But if all of a sudden, when we saw at the beginning of this year, where dominance just tanks hard, then I would mainly focus on my altcoin. I wouldn't even have Bitcoin on the screen, because my altcoin, like that's what I want to trade. I know that money is flowing into altcoins. What's that dominance showing you? It's basically showing that money is flowing out of altcoins into Bitcoin if it's going up, and if If it's going down, it means money's getting out of Bitcoin into altcoins. And, so basically it gives me an idea that when that dominance is strong, I'm focused very much on the Bitcoin chart. Even though I'm charting my altcoin, the Bitcoin chart's important to me. When that dominance is coming down hard, I don't even have Bitcoin on my screen, to be honest. I'm focused on my altcoin, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. Thank you,
Cool.
Sheldon. We have Pankai up on the screen. One question, one answer. You can unmute yourself.
Hi.
Hi, Sheldon. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, just before I go ahead with my question, it has been really good with the community, and I've actually learned a lot. The one thing that I really learned from your videos is something that you just brought up a while ago, is not to revenge trade. I've lost quite a bit before by doing that. My question would be, so I came across a few projects which are like something which is like kind of a lower cap projects, but with really good fundamentals, something like Maple Finance, for example. So now, considering the situation of the market that we are in, will that be okay to, like for long term, will that be okay to grab some of those now, or will that be advisable to wait for a few months?
No, I think it's perfectly fine to take small amounts and dollar cost into them now, especially where the market's at. Where the market's at, if you have a coin with good fundamentals, especially if it's ranging, the market cycle, as long as it's already done the big drop and it's like going sideways and like ranging, then it's a great time to accumulate that token, because it means it's it's in the second phase of the market cycle, which means the third one will be the grind up again. You know what I mean? Especially if it survives this period. So I don't think it's a problem at all. Like we've been loading up on a lot of small caps, but just little bits. Every week, just putting in a little bit, throughout these times. So I'd mainly just go to the daily or the weekly and just make sure that it's ranging. It's just slowing down at the moment, and then it's a great time to accumulate. No problem.
Yeah. So I mean, we do, and just to quickly on this before Fefe tells me off here. So
I'd never do that. I would never do that.
On the small caps, yeah, exactly what Sheldon says. Make sure you've got that long accumulation phase. Not if a small cap is still dropping down, don't look at it. It normally has a pump, it drops down, and then it forms an accumulation phase for months and months and months on end. If you find small caps that have done that, that's good to start dollar cost averaging in, and also not with majority of your portfolio, just a very small portion of your portfolio, because those are high risky tokens. The projects can fold in a bear market, and the companies they can close down. So very small parts on those. Previous bull market, we did a test. We took 20 small caps. We put $150 to $200 in each one, and in the last bull market, we almost 50-60x'd that portfolio just on small caps. So yes, it is worth it. But we took 20 small caps. 3 projects didn't survive, so we lost the money on 3 projects. But the 17 that did survive gave us huge huge profits. So just have a great strategy with when you're dealing with the small low caps. But they definitely can make you a lot more money in a bull market.
Uh-huh.
Hello,
Thank
Hope.
you. We have Hope up here. I asked you to unmute yourself. You can do that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Excellent. So my question to you is I think there are probably other people like me who are trying to unlearn from being in crypto for so long to learning to like trade to actually make money and not hold. In the stage where we are right now, are there tokens, cryptos that you think we should look at for these small trades of the, $10, 5 trades, and like in the next few weeks, like BTC is, higher, and like where should we play is what I'm asking, I guess.
So Sheldon, can I jump in there on that?
Of course.
I've seen a lot of questions like yours, Hope, coming through in the chat on this whole discussion tonight. What coins do we trade? Where do we find these coins? Where do we start? of course, it's very difficult to know where to start with this thing. And my advice to you, Hope, and the rest of the community on the call is get onto that live trading session in the afternoon on the Banter Plus channel. I mean, it's 4:15 p.m. South African time, which is 10:15 Eastern time US. But seriously, I mean, they are looking at current setups. Now, they might go through 10, 12 different tokens over there. Don't trade 12 tokens. Just pick one or two of them, and take the trade with the small numbers. Because, of course, it's difficult to figure out which one you want to go for. And you've got to be careful of these pump and dump and all these schemes that are going out there where people are, as I say, using new traders for their exit liquidity. So there's very careful and considerate trades that they're actually bringing out. Dylan, David, Simon, Bruce, on a daily basis. And most of the strategies is everything that you're learning in the school now. I think what will surprise you is how simple the TA is. You'll have a look at trend lines, support and resistance, Fibonacci's on the 618 and the 382 line, and just if something grabs your gut there and it looks right for you, take it. If it's out of that zone, if there's a zone where the coin was meant to, a buy zone, and it's left the zone, don't take that one. Wait for one that's in the zone, and that, I think, will be a good way to get you into it.
And you know what's nice about that is, as you want to be with a team that's going to introduce you to trading different tokens, right? And then what's nice about that is you're actually going to find a token that you start to resonate with. And that's what's really good about trading, is it's not about jumping into different tokens the whole time. Ask Mama Sniper about Theta, ask me about Chainlink, ask me about this. Like, I jumped in the beginning and I traded multiple tokens until I find a token that actually worked with me. One that actually respected my TA. It gave me what I wanted. And I ended up trading that token the whole bull market. And that's what's amazing. I didn't have to trade any other token in that time. And that's why with me, when you guys see me on the shows, why is Sheldon always trading Doge, or always trading Solana, always trading these tokens? Because they're my trading tokens. They're the ones that I understand, ones that I can trade and actually make money on. So the best thing, like Craig said now, is jump in with the team. Let them introduce you to a few tokens. They've done the TA with you. They're taking the trades. It's going to introduce you to a few tokens. And then you're going to find the one. And I know, like, my uncle, he loves Tomo. He loves it. He trades it, and that's the one that makes him money. As soon as he does, and he trades any other coin, he doesn't make money. But when he trades that coin, he makes money. And you're going to find the token that you like and that works with you. And that's what's nice. And that's all you need. You need one or two tokens that work with you. And you never have to change your token for a couple of months. Like, that's how easy trading can be. Where trading gets hard is when you try to trade a new token every week. That's where it gets really hard, because they're all different. They all act differently. And it's basically, and you got to put yourself in the analogy of it. All of us want a Ferrari, right? But if I said to you right now, jump in this Ferrari and race around the track and give me the best lap time ever, it's very unlikely you're going to do it. But if I give you a few weeks in that car, you're going to start getting pretty good at your lap times. That's the same way with trading. If you want to become a good trader, you should actually chart your token for at least 2 to 3 weeks before you even trade it. If you can get that dedication, that's where you'll start to see incredible results, because you're not just jumping into a coin and just trading it right away. You're tracking it, you're understanding it, you see what works, and then you're jumping in. So you can see this whole trading game is all about dedication and patience and timing. That's what it is. That's the success. That's where it's really hard, because people are impatient. They're used to, and we can thank casinos for this. They're used to the lottery and the casino method. I jump in now, big or go home, right? Like, got to make money now, all these sort of things. But being a trader is different. We're not gamblers, guys. We're traders. And that comes down to calculation, and just comes down to, really strategizing and working things properly. So yeah, I'll jump on with those guys, find a few tokens. You're going to find one that's going to work with you, and then, stick to one or two of those. For me, it's Solana. It's Solana, it's Doge, it's AVAX. These are tokens I understand. I can trade them at any time, and I can do pretty good.
Fantastic. Jedi asked you to, funny. I asked you to unmute yourself.
Hi, Jade.
Hey, sorry, somebody actually answered my question I had. I thought I put my hand down, but thanks for your time, guys. I appreciate
Why
it.
do you think people should join sniper school? Very yeah. Let's go, man.
Okay, cool.
Thanks,
Perfect.
guys.
I gotta let's call this one and we hit it again next week.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
I'm gonna go spend some time with the lady. I've been away for like 2 weeks. Otherwise, then we have no sniper. And yeah.
Well
Okay.
deserved, Sheldon.
Love you guys all. Thank you so much. We'll see you all next week. Much love,
Thanks,
guys.
everybody. Have a good
Bye.
bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Guys, before you jump off, I'd like to share with you some technical stuff as well. Thank you so much for the OGs and Danny and Mama Sniper for everything.